What's up, everybody? Have you been looking at the news lately? I have been seeing so many different things on the news, and I can't even wrap my mind around the things that I'm seeing, the things that I'm hearing about. It just does not make any sense. It's absolutely crazy. So, one day I was on YouTube and I saw a video of a grandmother who had taken a flight to visit her grandchild, but there was a woman on the plane that started flipping out. She tried to get into the cockpit, and the grandmother was like, "Not today. I'm not gonna put up with this today." So she stops the woman. She prevented her from gaining access to the cockpit. So the grandma was a veteran. So it was very good to hear that she was able to stop that. And she also said that no one else was doing anything. But this is what I found interesting. The woman that was causing the ruckus, she was saying that God told her to do that. And I just shook my head. And it's really interesting when people do things like they kill someone, or they do something that's just not right, and they always say that God told them to do that. That is not true. So that is not God talking to them. God is not going to tell you to kill someone. God is not going to tell you to insult someone. God is not going to tell you to hurt someone, to smack someone, just for no reason. Not that he would give you a reason to, you know what I'm trying to say. God is not going to tell you to do something evil to someone else. Anytime you're having thoughts of doing something evil to someone, thinking of something evil to say to someone, consider where that's coming from. That is not of God. Most likely that is coming from the devil, his demons. When you have a relationship with God, when you accept his son, Jesus Christ, he gives you the Holy Spirit. That Holy Spirit is given to you to guide you. God is not gonna, when you belong to God, he's not going to allow you to be out here doing all kinds of crazy things and running amok and causing all sorts of trouble. He will keep you in check. And I mean, I'm talking about the people who are truly filled with the Holy Spirit, not the ones that say that they are and they're actually not. God does not want you to hurt other people or to do things to hurt other people. And like I said earlier, I've been hearing so many different stories in the news, and it's just, I can't even wrap my mind around the things that I'm seeing and hearing. For instance, there was a manager that was stabbed to death by her employee at a McDonald's. And there were people, I believe I saw some comments of people being on the killer's side. I think the killer might have mentioned something about being bullied. Now, I know that's not a good thing. No, that is definitely, being bullied is not a good thing. But that does not give you the right to take someone's life. And now you've messed up your own life. You've messed up your own life by taking someone else's, and now your freedom is gone. You had the freedom to find another job, to just quit. Sometimes if it, I would think that if it ever gets that bad where you're like, I can't deal with this person anymore, just quit. Or at least try to find something else. But that's just a really sad story overall. Now, I recently heard a story about a father-in-law. He shot and killed his daughter-in-law because she was divorcing his son. And when I heard that, at first I didn't know the whole story, but then I found out that, oh, okay, she was getting a divorce from his son. So I started wondering, how was the son treating the daughter-in-law? Maybe it was pretty toxic, but just the thought of a father-in-law, a parent doing something like that, like, what was the point? Why? And then a few weeks ago, or maybe it was earlier this month, I did hear a story about a mom that stabbed her kids. One of the kids died. The other one, I think, was in critical condition, and to this date, I don't know the status. I haven't went back to that story to find out what happened to that other child. I think the mom said that God told her to do this, or she thought they were demons or the devil or something like that. And this is what I'm talking about. God is not going to tell you to kill your children. Then I've also heard stories of teens killing their parents. There was a particular story, but I can't remember the details now. But I don't know, maybe the teen was trying to get money or something, or they just decided to kill their parents for some crazy reason. Yeah, it just seems like people are losing their mind. Things that you hear about, it is so senseless. You also have people that have killed other people over senseless things. It could be an argument over something minor, or emotions just got heated in a moment. People are just so emotionally unstable. It's pretty frightening. It's like, how did we get to this point? How did people just get to this point where it's like anything could just set somebody off? It's like no one just takes the time to stop and think like, okay, this is not a good idea. It's just crazy. It's like people, they don't think for themselves. Not everybody, but it just seems like the majority of people, they don't know how to think for themselves. They don't know how to walk away from certain situations. Now, there is a Bible verse that it does relate to this. So in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, well, it starts off with verse 1. So it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And I believe we are in the last days, because look at the different things that have occurred. It doesn't make any sense. It's senseless. It just doesn't make any sense. This is verse 2. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy." It's like everybody is just so focused on themselves, where they don't seem to care about anybody else. They don't care about taking someone else's life. It's sad. Verse 3, "Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good." And then verse 4, "Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God." And you know what else I also believe? I really think that the devil is talking to these people, like giving them these suggestions, giving them these thoughts to kill other people, to harm other people, you name it, etc. I really believe that. I mean, the enemy can give you thoughts and try to make you feel like you're a loser, you're less than, etc. If he can do that, then surely he can give you thoughts and try to make you, yeah, why don't you do this and that to this person? After all, they wronged you 25 years ago. Or, I really think that the enemy can play with people's minds and just make them think that something is really important or serious when it's really not. So, yeah, I really think that the enemy is talking to people these days. But not only that, a lot of people just don't know God. So all these things that have occurred, I don't believe these people know God, because if they truly did, they would not do these type of things. So some of these people could just be evil. They could just already be that way. Be careful out here. Definitely just stay prayed up and just make sure you are staying close to God. This world is crazy. This world is absolutely crazy.